What's up, everybody? It is time for another episode of the Agents of Rage, episode 33. Three is a big number that I always go by. I was number 13, my whole life. I always got three somewhere in there, so it's always great when we're in the threes, and it's best to be 33. So my name is Ren. This is TD. We are just two guys who love metal. I hail in the Detroit area, while TD makes his residency in the Bay Area, California. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Weather's nice. It's a little bit warm, but weather's nice, and I've been going to a lot of shows lately, and life is good.
Yeah, it's beautiful here too. So right now we're at a nice spot. We had some heat, but it's beautiful right now. So what we're here to talk about is our first couple days of action at Sonic Temple Music Festival. That was hard to believe. It's like a month ago. I know it's been a long time since we've done a show, but life happens. And so we move on. And we are here to talk about our experience for the first couple of days. But first off, we just like to mention what's fresh, since it's been a minute since we have done an episode. And TD, you recently saw a show. Just kind of give us the 411.
Yeah, I went to a show at the DNA Lounge in San Francisco. I had four bands playing. Three of them I'd never seen before. And nowadays, that's kind of rare that the majority of bands I haven't seen. Normally, I've seen everyone at least once. But I was really looking forward to buying some merch. And one of the bands...
Here we go.
One of the bands suffered from poor planning because there's 10 shows on the tour.
Yeah.
And this is day 5, I think, and they ran out of friggin' shirts. And they did have a bunch of CDs, but I don't know that who buys CDs anymore, right? And so it was unfortunate because I wanted to buy a shirt. They had some cool ones, but they had like 3 or 4 left, and none were my size, and they were out. And I don't know the planning process of a tour. But it seems as though coming back with more merch than coming up short would be a better way to go, because you could sell them online, when you get back. But that captive audience is where you're going to make your money. And I don't know how bands, I don't know how they make that mistake.
Well, when we grow to the size where we start bringing on guests and we're talking to members of bands, we're always going to bring this up. And I'm sure that for some of them who, are treading water, on these tours, they're not living large, so they'll probably give a good excuse why they run out. Just be like, hey, talk takes, whatever. So we'll see. I'm not going to make excuses for them. So, but real quick, before we leave this particular topic, how about the music? What was the music like? What stood out to you?
That was another weird deal. I've never seen this happen. I've seen this happen one other time. So the listed headline, there are 4 bands. So the listed headliner actually played third, and the place just went berserk. So the band, so let's call them band number 1. The headliner played third. The second band played as the headliner. Okay. The place had cleared out. It cleared out. There were probably went from 100 something to 30 people. It was very bizarre, and their music was fine, but it was such a strange. They listed the headliner one way, played out another way, and the other time I saw this, which was even stranger, I went to see Warbringer back at Cafe 311 in Frederick, Maryland, years ago, and there were like 6 bands playing. And you could tell the first 5 bands it was family members there, because as each band played, the crowd got smaller and smaller. By the time Warbringer come on, there were like 6 of us. And one was me and one was one of my brothers. So it was such a strange thing. So this is the second strangest thing, but it was I don't know how they do that. It was just a weird deal. It's a great show, though.
2 things, and one of them ties into exactly what you're talking about. I went to see Warbringer at the Token Lounge, and again, I can't remember who they were paired with, but they were not the headliner. But it was, I don't know, like Heathen or something. It's not I know you may like that. It's not my choice. So, but of course, Warbringer's playing in my neighborhood. I'm going. And Token Lounge doesn't really have a lot of metal acts. Nice place, decent size. So anyway, there's probably 20 of us for Warbringer. It's just bizarre. I got great videos. I'm like right there.
I bet.
But and it's on one of the episodes here. But besides that, the only other time I saw a mass exodus was Monsters of Rock. I think Metallica, and whatever year this, 88 is when I want to say it was. They had them like third.
Yeah.
They had them like third, and I think whatever, Van Halen or Bon Jovi or something was the headline. I don't remember. But after Metallica, number one, it got so crazy because it was a huge rush and the security was all up in arms and freaking out. People were just sandwiched together. But they did a blistering set and just left. And, when they got off, like just a huge exodus of fans. They were like, we're done. We've seen everything we need to see. So
right.
That's the only time. Yeah. But that's unfortunate. But you got to tell those guys, hey, read the room.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal if you flip the order for tonight. I really don't believe. I mean, I know that there's a lot of like sound and lights that are all timed down stuff, but I would imagine that is just like a push of a button that flicks to their set.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not a big deal.
Different.
So if you're backstage, you're like, hey, bro, you got all your fans out here. You go number one tonight, and it'll be a natural buildup. Anyway.
Yeah.
I will quickly talk about. I went to see the opening night of the tour of Havoc and Iron Reagan and Machine Head and Killswitch Engage. And it's really cool when you get a chance to see an opening night show. There's another one coming up. I can't remember which one I'm going to, but that's another opening night of a tour. I think it's Cataclysm. But great show. Seeing Iron Reagan was amazing. We're going to have it in a future episode. Havoc, of course, always great. We put that reel up of Havoc playing their new song. I think Fifth Chemical Warfare, I think is the name of the song, something like that. And so that's cool. And anyway, it was great. Iron Reagan just released an album. So if you want to check out new music from Iron Reagan, I'd suggest you do. Very much in the Municipal Waste vein, kind of that crossover punk, thrash, DRIA, Gamma Side, whatever. But great show. I will say though, and again, I'm going to end this so we can move on. But I've seen, we've seen Killswitch. Machine Head always, no matter what they play, and they do play the hits,
Yeah.
But they're so in your face. You just, you're like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine hearing this again, and I'm enjoying it. Killswitch, on the other hand, they play the hits, and for me, I'm not the biggest fan, So anyway, so I made it through about half the show, and I was like, I'm good. It was a work night, Again, I got Havoc, Iron Reagan, Machine. I mean, I was already full, so it was just one of those things. But anyway, that will be a future episode. We're here to talk about Sonic Temple. So this is the festival, our first experience at Sonic Temple. And we, of course, brought the Zakk Man, the Zakk Attack, Rah himself, joined us as well, of course. And we had a great time. So what we want to do here is, and what we do here on our shows are, we talk about the live experience. We just kind of briefly went over an experience of what we just had. But this is what we love. And once a year, at least, TD and I, and usually Rah himself will join us. Sometimes Special Agent Woody will make a trip, but it's few and far between. But this was our choice this year. We like the lineup. There's a lot of interesting things going on. And so we're going to talk about our experience at Sonic Temple for, the first couple days. We're just going to review day 1 and day 2. So TD, first off, let's talk about just quickly an overview of the festival site itself, the way it's laid out, your experience. What did you think of this one, especially like day 1 when we were exploring things?
Well, I think this is probably, the Danny Wimber festivals, my expectations are very high, and he doesn't, and they always come through. Great job. So even from the beginning, the staging area where we got the shuttle bus, plenty of parking, move those shuttles along like boom, boom, boom. It was pretty impressive. And then once you get to the venue, it's a bit of a hoof to get from where they drop you off to the entrance, but whatever. But there's no line at the entrance for VIP. It's like they just, the most important part is being on site at the festival, and they make it as easy as possible to get you there. And then once you're there, it's really, there's a lot of people, but there's access to, once we got the lay land, there's plenty of places to get beverages, to, use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Get shade. Even
pause for 1 second. Here's a quick look at what the VIP area looked like on day one, just so you can get an idea. And this was, far along into the day. This was probably, 6 o'clock when I took this quick video. Check this out. So you see there, you've got, it's not overcrowded by any means. There's places to relax when you need to. And again, I think we got started at 2 o'clock on day one. About 4 hours in, you need to chill out for a bit, especially when you see some of the performances, because things were nuts on day one. There's no doubt about it. They were definitely bringing the heat. So a lot of death metal and that hardcore new metal stuff was happening. And it was great. So, but you saw the lockers there, and then that kind of where the sun was, that kind of row of restrooms, single restrooms, with a mirror and a sink and everything. And they kept those things immaculate. I was shocked.
Yeah, they had the guys were constantly in there cleaning them, keeping them nice and fresh. And it was nice. They did a great job. I have really. Don't have the only complaints I have, if I had to complain, is that the sensors didn't always work on the bathrooms, indicating there was someone in there or not.
Yeah.
So you have to pull on the door a lot, and then
well, I learned that if you just kind of look between the crack, you can see if
you can see the lock. Yeah, I know. It took me 3 days to figure that one out too.
But I will say it was very smart on their end to have some of them, a good portion of them, be men or women.
Yeah, just keep it going,
Keep it moving. You never had to wait too long. So,
anyways, it was good. Minor complaint, no big deal.
Oh, I know, right, exactly. Compared to some of our experiences, that wouldn't even make the top 20. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah. So, first class, really great. Lots of things to do and see, and you could see in the video all the food was right there just for us. So if you didn't want to hit the masses, although generally speaking, the food is better in the GA.
It is.
You have better choices. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, all right, well, let's get into it. So, and we'll talk more about this. We're going to do 2 episodes. We'll do 3 and 4 in our next one. I promise it won't be a month. As we got the day going, we were excited when we heard that 200 stab wounds was added to the festival, and it was weird. It was like you refreshed your lineup on the app, which is very convenient, by the way. Those apps for the festival are great with the schedule, and you can, plan yours and pick your favorites and all of that. So it just lays it all out for you. We were like, wait, 200 stab wounds, what? So it's like, we got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will say, quite honestly, that, again, we don't need to be there for 12 hours each day. It's we're really good when we're in that kind of 8 to 10 range. That's good for us, especially when we're talking about a 4-day festival. So, hey, we stay at the Airbnb. We can sleep in. We go to breakfast or lunch or whatever, and then head over. And then get a full day.
I agree.
So, as you will see. So we had a chance to see 200 stab wounds. Now, one precursor I'm going to give you to these particular videos. Number one, If you are sensitive to giant dicks,
Oh God,
balloons,
yeah.
if you are sensitive to that, you're not going to want to watch this show. So, or at least just scroll past it, but you're still going to have to see it in the scroll. You're going to see that in several of these videos. It was maddening, it was ridiculous, and it, quite frankly, wasn't funny.
Mm-mm.
You know,
The novelty wore off very quickly.
it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Going. The other thing I'm going to say is I cannot account for what the bands say, in terms of cursing and things of that nature. So you will hear some cursing in this particular video. So just understand that as real life is. So again, let's check out just a quick taste of our first show of the festival, 200 Stab Wounds. Great way to start the festival. I mean, they killed it. It's the first time I'd seen them. Of course, I bought a shirt.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I know you had seen them. I had an opportunity once for it, whatever reason I couldn't go to the show. So very excited, very good way to start. But again, you can see a variety of colors of big dicks there across your screen. Again, I don't get it, but somehow this is some sort of trend or something, and they just want to be in everybody's videos. That's just basically it. So, okay. All right. Then we moved over and we went and checked out Carnifex. And I think they were on the Citadel stage or something like that. And there was one setup where there were two stages right next to each other next to the stadium, and they would rotate. What did you know about Carnifex coming in?
I remember them playing at Ozfest meets Knotfest in 2016 in San Bernardino, and they actually had their own booth there, which was not the norm for bands. Just only a handful had their own booths. They had tons of shirts, baseball jerseys. I mean, they were all in. And it seemed like they had picked up some momentum at that time. And then since then, it seems like it's sort of died down, but they kind of seem like they're making a comeback because they played at Sonic Temple and now they're on tour. So maybe I don't know what happened in between, but I like them. I like the band, the music, the logo, great merch. But there was a period of time where they kind of went silent, it seemed like, and now they seem to be back.
Yeah, I think they got it figured out because I will tell you what, we went over there and I wasn't prepared. And granted, we were pretty close. They were going wild. I mean, the fans were eating it up, and it was wild. It was so wild that there was actually a first for me. I had never seen this before. Check this out.
That was impressive, and he did not spill that container. I watched him the whole way. And that's the only time I've ever seen that too. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean that just gives you an indication of how wild it was. Here's a little bit of Carnifex. Lots of crowd surfers.
More than I've ever seen.
Yeah,
insane levels of crowd surfing. It was pretty cool. It's fun to see. it's great seeing the bands and hearing the music and the vibe, but when the fans are into it, the crowd surfing stuff, it just it seems like they play for 5 minutes. The bands, it's just the whole thing is just so stimulating. It's very, I like it. I like the crowd surfing as long as they're not kicking me in the head.
Well, yeah, exactly. Just got to watch your back. And I will tell you, there is a code, down there, and people are very vocal and are like, "Hey," or "Heads up," like they're letting you know when it's coming. And yeah, it was just slamming. So great show. We had we were off to a great start for day one. Then we headed over to the altar stage where we spent most of the festival at. Mm-hmm. This is the far stage, kind of next to the VIP area. But great, kind of isolated out there, so that's your community when you roll over there and you're checking out while other bands are seeing like Breaking Benjamin, we're over on the altar stage, doing our thing.
MCR.
By the way, don't expect any of that kind of stuff on our recaps. Sorry, those aren't the bands we went to see. So we're giving you a different experience. So while probably most of the videos that are out there are people showing, Tool and
My Chemical Romance.
Exactly. You're not going to get that here. So
for the fringe.
Yes. So we went over to the altar stage and we checked out Napalm Death. Such an influential band.
Yeah, it's I've seen them a few times, but for some reason this show hit differently. So it's like I got to get me a Napalm Death shirt, which I actually wore yesterday. But
yeah, I have one. I bought one.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I was thinking about wearing it today. I went with Zakk Sabbath instead.
Well, I had to do the machine shop since that was our pre-festival stop, and
yes, so we'll have to really put that in a future episode. We saw Corrosion of Conformity. TD had his first experience at the machine shop in Flint, and it was great night. So we'll put that in a future episode. But I had an opportunity to see Napalm Death like a week and a half ago, but it was like 2 days after the Machine Head show, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I wanted to do it, but I saw him here. So we got a great experience. It was a good, 40 minute set. And again, just getting a chance to hear some guys who invented a lot of what we hear today on the regular.
Yeah. It's funny. A festival, I could do the festival 3-4 days in a row, no problem, because I'm off from work. Mentally, I prepared in advance. I can sleep in, I can go to bed, or whatever I need to do. But when I'm at home and working, I need a couple extra days off from a show. Because there's no way to take a mental break or physical break. And
I did 3 and 4 days a couple months ago, and that was a challenge.
It's hard, man.
Dude, when it's Orbit Culture and then it's Testament and then it's Lamb of God, I mean, what am I going to do? Not go?
Right.
Of course I am.
Yeah, you got to go.
But it is not the ideal. And it's, you want to have great experiences when you do this. You don't want to have, already kind of a handicap going in, just changes. So, all right. Yeah. So we took a little bit of a break after that, got some food, did some stuff, just wanted to walk over and see what the merch line was, which was massive. But again, we'll get into the merch probably in the next episode. And we'll talk about our full experience with that. But at that time, we went back to the altar stage. Now, I know we just had this band on a recent episode. Obviously, that was an indoor show that I went to in Detroit. But hey, when Cattle Decapitation is playing, you want to go check them out, and it's always going to be epic. So, we had to bring a little of Cattle Decap to this episode. such controlled chaos, with that group, and it's so sonically interesting. I know that I was checking because there were a lot of people who'd never seen them before, obviously, and they were just like kind of just mesmerized,
Yeah.
They lull you into that. But such a great, selection to bring a band like that who's touring, and they're doing Death Atlas in full, which is really cool, which we had on a previous episode. But again, awesome. So we took a break, and then what we did is it started getting to the night. And so we're excited for the next band, and for whatever reason, Jose Mangan, the metal ambassador, was introducing Slaughter to Prevail. And he had a little bit of a mishap himself. Hey, it happens, but it's kind of funny when you catch it on camera.
I love these guys so much, and right now, Suke Plan, Sonic Temple, and give it up for Slaughter to Prevail.
I thought he got hurt.
I thought he wrecked something fairly valuable to the stage, the speakers or something. That was crazy, and it's funny. And he was kind of the host of the festival. He'd pop up here and then to introduce a band. So that was funny. But again, I was very, very excited for Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah.
Never seen them before. Had wanted to. They'd been in some festival lineups. And I think, quite honestly, either for whatever reason we couldn't make it there in time, or there was just another band that we wanted to see more that was on at the same exact. And that happens. Didn't happen very often here. There's only a couple times where we had some crossovers. So anyway, we were super excited, and they did not disappoint. Talk about a band coming into their own right now.
They tore it up, man. They tore it up. The crowd loved them. I was a fan, and I'd seen them maybe one other time, but I really liked that. That might have been my favorite
of the
band
day.
Of the day for sure.
Yeah. I would agree. Definitely was the most epic. Although there, we had some interesting. One more interesting group to see, which I was really, and that's what we're going to get into next. But man, so awesome. I almost bought the shirt. I was so close to buying the shirt.
I did.
I didn't buy the shirt. I already had like 5 or 6 already. Couldn't do it. Couldn't spend any more money. But great show. Can't wait to see him again. I hope they blow up. I hope they headline, a great tour with some, great supporting acts like a 200 Stab Wounds and that kind of thing, or a Creeping Death.
Yeah.
I would just love that. Maybe even like, a Gate Creeper who is now, really ascending in the, kind of metal world. So we had one more show to see on day one. And, I was super excited. It's always great when you can, just bring that mythic, evil, just satanic, if you just want to straight up call it. I mean, that's basically what Behemoth is all about. There's a lot of Satan in his lyrics. But again, it's a performance. It's an act. And it was great.
I thought Behemoth was a close second, and I have to chime in on the performance. People, I will say, oh, that's evil, evil. Well, okay, if they're artists, they're performing. Do you really think Arnold Schwarzenegger takes a machine gun and mows people down in L.A. In real life? No, he's an actor. They're performing. It's not you can't take it literally.
Yeah, no, it's just
They were cool. They're great performers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a dark expression, and you just kind of, put yourself there and you just, you soak it in. I mean, he lulls the crowd, and he's making a mantra and he's like, come to me, Anyway, great show. We put a short out, I think did pretty well. And we had a great first night. So we were super excited to keep it going. So day 2, we've just got 5 here. Yeah. And there's one, well, anyway, mainly is a little different day. Every day is a different experience. For me personally, Saturday was my favorite day, but that's day 3. We'll talk about that in the next episode. Day 2 had an interesting mix of bands, but nevertheless ended strong. And so the first thing was, every once in a while you're going to have one of these kind of like hip hop metal artists, alternative. I don't know what you want to call dope, but it's kind of that. It's kind of that Kid Rock. I don't know. I mean, they do. They end their sets with "You Spin Me round," or whatever the name of that stupid '80s song is. So, which I think is pretty hilarious. And, we just laughed at it. I think it's like, okay, why not do that? So anyway, if you've never seen him or heard of him, here's a little bit about what he's all about.
Get your hands up! Don't need no fucking religion. I don't do what I've been told. You're so full of shit. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die.
So there you go. So, yeah, I told you there would be cursing from the artists.
I feel like there were only about a half dozen
dicks in that particular video. What's that?
I feel like they went to every show we did. I think there were only like 6 of those people, and they went to see every band we went to see.
You're exactly right. They were exactly following our calendar, and I don't understand it. Because there's so many other bands that were playing.
Yeah, because there were only like 6 of them, but they were every.
There's no offense to those bands who are more on the whatever poppy weird side. That's where you think you'd find them.
Yeah,
but they were at these shows.
No,
it's weird. I mean, maybe it makes sense for Dope, but you know what I mean, because he's kind of like it's, that F you attitude, But whatever. What's interesting is I don't have a video loaded up, but he is also the lead singer of Static X. Mm-hmm. So he came out and did that whole thing. Yeah. You know what? I'll probably put it in our next. It's kind of cool just to see the setup. I mean, the music is very watered down. It's very accessible. Let's just put it that way. But if it serves as gateways for some people and they listen to something like that, they're like, okay, I'm ready for something a little more intense. Well, then all for it. So speaking of intense, this is not a band I'm super thrilled. Chelsea Grin has been around for a long time, and they have a huge following. When I listen to the music, especially their albums, it's so chaotic, it's so whatever. It just doesn't resonate, with me. But we had seen them at Blue Ridge. They were actually at the fated Blue Ridge Disaster Festival, but they were on day 1, and we saw them earliest. We saw them in Black Dahlia Murder early, and right after that is when the rains came. So we have seen them before. So again, here's just a little bit of and I know there's a lot of Chelsea Grin fans out there, so and watching hopefully, and that's cool. And you know they did put on a good performance. So there you go.
A couple of dicks popped up there. Whatever.
I know. It plagued us. I think it died down later in the festival. I remember it. I know by Saturday, I think it was dying down a bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I wish I had it like a, like those tribal people that have a little tube with a little like blade in there and pop it, That's what I wanted to do.
A blow dart.
A blow dart. That's it. Next year I'll bring one.
Exactly. Oh my God. Put like little BBs in it or something. Just don't swallow it. All right. So always at festivals, you get a chance to meet cool people and you get a chance to have conversations. We had a lot of conversations and we pumped up Agents of Rage a lot. So I don't know, any of you, we handed our business cards out or you put it in your phone you said you check us out. If you're checking us out, well, thank you. And it was great meeting you. We hung out with some cool people, including Antonio and Julia. And so these were two that, when we were cooling out in the tent, just struck up a conversation. And, they live in Alaska, which is awesome. So they made a huge trip. And I'm always kind of pushing the envelope and needling, to do things. So I was telling her, I was like, you need to crowd surf, like you do this, and she was very, very hesitant to want to do that. And Tony, he just got a kick out of the whole thing. He was just laughing. And so we did get her to do it because then she just made the move and decided. So there you go.
She'll never forget that moment. She was very hesitant. Very.
Yes, exactly. It was hilarious, which just made me needle her more. But we had a great time. They're coming to Michigan Metal Fest. They have bought their tickets.
That's cool.
They are
cool. I saw that. That's very cool.
Yeah. So all the arrangements are made. So that's in kind of mid-August. So looking forward to that. So if you notice where Julia was crowd surfing was at the Kublai Khan Texas show. Now we just, we did the Lamb of God show, right? Have we done that yet? I don't even know. We don't even know our own channel. I don't remember what the last episode was. I don't know if I've done the Lamb of God show yet. So I know I put shorts up for sure and reels. But anyway, Kublai Khan Texas is always, a group we want to see. Love this, especially in a live setting, especially in like a festival setting. Just super cool. It's a great addition to the festival. Like you're like, okay, I'm looking forward to that. And they brought it. Guess what? More dicks.
No, it's funny.
My
The singer looks like
entire video. All I see are the stupid dicks.
I know.
Crazy. Anyway, good band though.
Yeah.
So, all right. All right, we're already 40 minutes into this show, so we've got one more band to focus on here, and that is the great Zakk Sabbath. What a great way to end a night. You're just going to get just some Black Sabbath in your face, and it's amazing how much he sounds like Ozzy. You know,
Yeah,
it's just crazy. I mean, obviously he was the
it is.
guitarist for Ozzy in his prime, and but anyway, what a great tribute to Black Sabbath. So you knew we had to end our live portion of the show with this.
That was great, man. I got a beach ball at the San Francisco show, and at this one, I had one bounce right in front of me, and this some guy picked it up. But that's pretty cool when they throw those out in the crowd.
No doubt, no doubt. And Zakk was showing off. I mean, he was doing all this. I haven't posted the shorts yet because I wanted to kind of post all the reels of the days, and then go ahead and then post that kind of cool extra stuff. But he was doing some amazing solo work, and again, just one of the masters, out there.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our day 1, day 2 experience, and we will do another episode where we will get into day 3 and day 4, and we appreciate, guys, like those of you who have joined, like have followed us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. We really appreciate it. It's cool, and we love the comments. So I know on YouTube I try to reply to everyone. I know TD tries to get to as many as he can on Meta. So we appreciate it, and we're gonna keep doing this, and we got more shows coming up. We got a backlog of shows for us to talk about too. So I mean, you're
more than we've ever had.
You're seeing it, and we're getting sometimes like Zakk Sabbath, I believe, like liking our post or whatever, or sharing it.
We are actually. You're right. We had a like from a drummer from POD, a guy from Venom Inc., a couple other well-known bands liking our posts. It's pretty good. Instagram is really starting to take off, and that's been a big thing for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's awesome, and we appreciate it. And
exciting.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I kind of mentioned it in the show that we do want to have some interviews, and we're trying to get some groups. Now, one of the things that we'll do definitely once we kind of kick off us doing those types of shows, we'll have some of the newer bands, like bands who are just trying to get their name out there, and get known.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? The only thing I want to do is I want to listen to them, before, and obviously, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Yeah, we can have some of those dudes on too. So, or gals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, so that's something we plan to do. Right now we're, at least on my end, I'm trying to get more consistent to be able to do this. And, and then sometimes, we have live. So, but we are going to shows. We are going to shows. We're going to continue to talk about shows, even if there's a long lull before we get to our next show, which generally speaking doesn't happen anymore. But if that is, we got plenty of previous shows and tours we haven't talked about yet that were amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. That's it. Stuff. Episode 33 in the books. Hopefully, I want us to be on that 2-week window. So 2 weeks, I want to crank out a new one, and that will be day 3 and day 4. Lots of good stuff to talk about day 3 and day 4 when you're talking about Creator and Carcass and Body Count and Sepultura and Biohazard. I mean, it was awesome. And lots of stuff to still talk about. So, I mean, Megadeth, Amon Amarth. I mean, there was a veritable plethora of great metal for us to consume at this festival. I think all in all, we saw somewhere about 28 shows. I think it was somewhere along those lines.
Yeah,
which I know there was probably 70 total. In the whole thing.
Yeah,
we got our fill. We got our fill, no doubt about it. So that is for next show. TD, anything else you want to say?
I think that's a wrap. You said it all for me. So thanks.
Okay. I do what I can. All right, guys. We'll see you next time right here on the Agents of Rage.